Today, on the Vince Everett Ellison Show, I'm going to fill you guys in on what's going on with Russia and what's going on in Israel and Gaza, Ukraine. I know you hear some things on television, but I want to tell you what's really going on. You're going to hear it today on the Vince Everett Ellison Show. Let's get this thing started. You know, Donald Trump is doing God's work. He's trying to stop wars all over the world. And he has. He's stopped some things inside of the Sudan and the Congo and Africa. He's brought people to the peace table. He's been working on this thing in Russia and Ukraine and Gaza and Israel ever since he got into office. These two conflicts started because of Joe Biden's incompetence. And he just make me sick. They're just so stupid. It's too easy, you know? You're just supposed to walk up to Vladimir Putin and say, look, Vladimir, this is how it's going to be. If you roll into Ukraine, we're going to do to you what we did to Saddam Hussein when he went into Kuwait. We've got 100 countries to run you out. It's up to you. He didn't do that. He basically told everybody, if he goes in, ain't nothing we can do about it. And, of course, he went in. Same thing that went on in Israel and Gaza. I mean, look, y'all, we're going to deal with this first. I'm going to tell you what's going to have to happen here. They've been fighting, well, they've really been fighting for 4,000 years. But they've been fighting in earnest with Israel now for the past almost 80 years. The Palestinians and the Israelis. Been going at it. We've come in, we've stopped the fighting, we've done peace proposals, we put in the UN, we put in troops, we put in the blue hats, we've done all kind of stuff. Jimmy Carter brought them in, Bill Clinton brought them in with Oslo, George Bush went there. Every administration has tried to keep these jokers from fighting, and they always end up fighting. You know what's going to have to happen? They have to end up fighting it out. Hamas says they want to destroy Israel, and now Israel has said, we're going to destroy Hamas. This is a death fight. And everybody is telling Israel, you need to sit down and negotiate a ceasefire with Hamas. And Israel is telling the world, we are not going to negotiate a ceasefire with an enemy that we have said we're going to kill. When we defeated Japan, what did we say? Unconditional surrender. Unconditional. We're going to keep dropping these atomic bombs till you give up. Unconditional surrender. When we defeated Nazi Germany, what did we say? Unconditional surrender. Ulysses S. Grant would beat the Confederate troops, and when he walked in, they said, well, what are your terms? And my terms are unconditional surrender. Israel is saying the same thing to Hamas. Now, how did this happen? Y'all got a little age on me, so I remember the Oslo Accords with Bill Clinton and Arafat. And they decided in the Oslo Accords to give Gaza to the Palestinians. And at that time, the PLO with Arafat was going to be in control of Gaza. They were going to run it. The UN was going to give money to them. America was going to give them money. I mean, billions of dollars to build the place and everything. And Israel was going to pull out. It took Israel some time. May 1994, they left part of Gaza. But then in 2005, they left the full Gaza Strip. And so when they moved out of the Gaza Strip, a lot of, Israel had been there for a while. So a lot of Jews were living there. And Israel told them, you got to leave. You got to go. And these people were crying, and they was upset about it. But Ariel Sharon was president. He moved them out because the Palestinians said, you give us Gaza, you got peace, we cool. And a lot of people told Sharon not to do it. Bibi Netanyahu's party said, don't do it. They lied. As soon as they get close to us, they're going to start bombing us because Gaza was right next door to Israel. Sharon pulled them out, and the Palestinians disliked the Jews so much they pulled up the vineyards that they left. They destroyed the houses that they left. They even dug up the graves that they left in Gaza. Sure enough, for about 2 years, they did all right. And then all of a sudden, they had an election. And the people of Gaza elected Hamas, a terrorist organization, as their government. So all the money that they've been given to the PLO to build up Gaza, this money now is going to Hamas, a terrorist organization. And Hamas did what terrorist organizations always do. They started buying bombs, and they started buying missiles, and they started digging terror tunnels. So, because Israel put up a fence after Hamas kept attacking them. They put up a wall. So they dug tunnels under the wall so they could come into Israel and kill people, jump into the tunnel, and run back over to Israel. So finally, they took it too far. October 7th. Now, to let you know what they did on October 7th, they killed over 1,200 Israelis. They killed 43 Americans. Now listen to me. Hamas, a terrorist organization, killed 43 Americans. They took 7 Americans hostage. Four of the hostages are dead. They killed 43 Americans and took 7 American hostages. They still have 3 of our hostages right now. And Joe Biden did nothing. The 1,200 Israelis that they killed is equivalent to them killing 60,000 Americans, because America has 400 million people in it. Israel has about 8. So America is 50 times the size of Israel. So the 1,200 Israeli people that they killed was equivalent to Mexico coming over here and killing 60,000 Americans. It was equivalent of them taking 15,000 hostages, American hostages. That's how big October 7th was. And Bibi Netanyahu said, "We told you before that you cannot live with these people. They have said that they will destroy us, and now we have said that we will destroy them." Palestine now says they want a two-state solution. Bibi Netanyahu said, "Your two-state solution is me destroying you. That's it. No more negotiation. No more talk. This is your Pearl Harbor. We did not negotiate with the Japanese after Pearl Harbor. We said we need unconditional surrender. It's over. When those scientists that built the atomic bomb came to us and said, let's take the bomb, y'all, and let us just show them how let's do a demonstration. Harry Truman said, I'm gonna do a demonstration. It's gonna be over Hiroshima when I drop this bomb on their ass. That's what it's gonna be. That's gonna be their demonstration. That's what Bibi Netanyahu saying. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what you guys do. It's going to either be complete annihilation and I'm going to kill every one of these Hamas. See, people try to say, well, Bibi Netanyahu don't want peace, because if he gives peace, because they got charges on Bibi, his government will fall and they'll put him in jail. So he needs to negotiate a ceasefire with Hamas. And Bibi said, there's no ceasefire with Hamas. We gave him Gaza. And they still shot missiles at us. Oh, not October the 7th was the stupidest thing in the world, because you said, Bibi understands the way I understand. There's some people you just got to kill. And I know what y'all saying. What about the children in Gaza? What about the children? We see them starving to death. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something. Next time you see one of them little children starving to death in Gaza, you look at who their mama is supposed to be. And the mama looks like she's doing fine. The mama looks like she carrying the baby around and she's in perfect health, and the baby gets skin and bones. How does that work? The mom's eating and the baby's not? You better understand when you're being gaslit. And when they're sending food into Gaza, Hamas takes the food and gives it to their troops first, and then they sell the rest to the vendors in Gaza, and that's how they keep their money. So the people are starving in Gaza because Hamas doesn't want to give the people the food that the UN and Israel and the United States of America is sending in. Hamas takes it. These people are terrorists. They're animals. And the most important thing about Hamas and Israel, and look, Israel isn't perfect. They're not perfect at all. The Jonathan Pollard situation, that spy, Jonathan Pollard, that went to jail about 20-some years ago, that Israel's still trying to get out of jail. Yeah, Jonathan Pollard stole secrets from us and brought the secrets to Israel. They said that Israel took the secrets, and this is when Russia was communist, and gave the secrets to the Soviet Union because they wanted the Soviet Union to release Russian Jews, the Refusniaks, and let them come to Israel. And Russia allowed those Jews to come to Israel after they gave. So Israel is not perfect. I'm not saying they are. But I am saying this. Israel is not trying to destroy America like Hamas is. They're not trying to kill our troops and our soldiers like Hamas has. When it comes down to the war on terror, which we're still fighting, Hamas is a terrorist organization that wants to kill Americans. Israel is an ally who does not want to kill Americans. Are you going to support the crew that wants to kill Americans or the crew that does not? So Israel has said, Hamas has got to go. And they also know this, that if they get a ceasefire, give them a ceasefire or sign a peace deal or something with them, they're going to reconstitute, and they're going to be doing this again in 5 to 10 years. No doubt. So Bibi Netanyahu is saying, we're going to do two things. We're going to destroy Hamas, and we're going to take Gaza back. And let me tell you this, it is nothing anybody can do to stop it. They can show as many children dying, and people say, what about the children dying? Bibi says one thing, what about my children? If they could kill every last one of my children, they would. War is a dirty business. As Sherman said, war is hell. The shorter you make it, the better it is. The longer you make it, the worse it is. The best thing you can do is let them fight it out. Let them get it over with. And then let's go forward. All right. Now let's talk about Ukraine. Trump is putting in a great deal of work. He brought Putin to Alaska on the 15th, on Friday. Had a summit there, talked to Putin about what he wanted. And then this Monday, he brought Zelensky from Ukraine. And he brought all of the, most of the NATO members, the big time NATO members to Washington, because he knows that the people in Europe are going to have to be the ones to sign off on this also, because the United States and Europe has been providing Ukraine the vast majority of its defensive resources to fend Russia off. This is what you have. Russia has Crimea and has had it for a while, ever since Barack Obama was president. When they invaded under Biden, they invaded a lot of Russian-speaking areas of Ukraine. Mostly it's the eastern area of it. It's called the Donbass region and all these other regions. They have that as occupied. They've kind of stalemated, and they haven't gotten much further because Europe and America is sending Ukraine a lot of defensive weapons. The United States of America has spent over $300 billion. I said $300 billion on Ukraine. Donald Trump has said, we're not going to send you this amount of money forever. The spigot is running dry. We spent $150-something billion on illegals and another almost $300 billion on Ukraine. That's money we'll be spending here in America to either help our citizens grow our economy, pay down our debt. So Trump has told Zelensky, you can't got two choices here, player. You can lose 20% of your country or lose all of it. Because if we pull out, Russia is going to take all of your country. And I can't, and we can't, as United States of America, keep sending you billions of dollars a year, hundreds of billions of dollars a year, to keep fighting this war in perpetuity. Joe Biden says as long as it takes. Trump said no. That's Biden talking, not me. It's not as long as it takes. You are going to have to make a decision. Do you want to lose 20% of your country or lose 100? It's just that simple. It's simple math. Because if you don't make this deal, we pull it out. I think the sticking point is going to be security guarantees. I think that they're not going to let Ukraine join NATO because Ukraine is too corrupt. But I think that they will tell Ukraine, we will secure your sovereignty. And that if Russia tries to come in and take any more of your country, we will run them out. Here's the thing. In 1994, when they talked Ukraine into giving up their nuclear weapons, they guaranteed their sovereignty. And you see what happened, don't you? Barack Obama didn't adhere to it. Ukraine's going to want something on paper. We'll see if they'll give it. So those people out there that are saying that Vladimir Putin has, and there are people that complain and say, well, Putin wants to take over all of Eastern Europe again. He wants to take over Poland and Romania and all these other countries, and if we give in to him, he won't stop. Oh, that's bullcrap. Vladimir Putin can barely take over 20% of Ukraine. How do you think he's going to take over Poland, and Poland is a NATO member? Lithuania and Estonia. These countries are NATO members. What that means? Article 5 of NATO means that if you attack one NATO country, you attack all of them. So you got Finland now and Switzerland now. No, they're part of NATO. Putin knows this. So all of these people are trying to hype you into believing that Putin is going to try to take over the rest of Europe. That's a lie. He's lost 1 million men trying to invade Ukraine. That's Ukraine. You think he's going to mess with Great Britain and France, United States of America? No, he's not that stupid. But he does want this. He wants to make sure that Ukraine does not get into NATO. Why? Because he doesn't want any of these Western ways bleeding into his country. He's got the Russian-speaking parts of Ukraine. He's got Crimea. Okay, the further he gets into Ukraine, the more people are Ukrainian, and the closer he gets to Europe, and that's when he gets into trouble. He doesn't want to go that far. But he will tell Zelensky this. Either make the deal now for 20%, or I'm going to take all of it. And I think that the Europeans are going to tell them that too. If you don't make this deal, we all pull it out, and he'll take everything. Now, why does Putin hate Ukraine? He doesn't hate Ukraine. He basically told Ukraine that if you're going to be close to me like Mexico is to the United States of America and like Canada is, you can't be allowing all these Western ways into your country. It's the same thing here. We have this thing in America called the Monroe Doctrine. What does the Monroe Doctrine say? It says that no other country can come into the Western Hemisphere and try to take over another country. If you do that, we will come to that country's aid. You can't set up any bases here. No, you can't bring any troops here. America is not going to allow China to put troops down in South America. We're not going to allow Russia, like we did with the Cuban Missile Crisis. We're not going to allow Russia to put missiles in Cuba. Anybody that tries to come to Mexico, Canada, and anywhere in South America and set up shop here, if Russia tries to do it, we're going to say, don't try it. If China tries to do it, we're going to say, don't try it. If India tries to do it, we're going to say, get back to India. That's where Russia is when it comes to Ukraine. They've said, NATO, you cannot go into Ukraine because you're our enemy. We cannot have you on our border. And Ukraine has been trying to get into NATO, and that's when Putin invaded. And Putin don't want LGBTQ. Putin don't want climate change. Putin doesn't want illegal immigrants coming across his border like they're doing in Western Europe. Putin doesn't want anti-Christian bigotry in this country. Vladimir Putin is actually trying to bring the Russian Orthodox Church back. He's actually trying to bring the family back. He's giving incentives for that. He's trying to kill the LGBTQ movement in this country. He's trying to kill the climate change movement in his country. He's trying to take all that stuff out because he sees what it's doing to the West. It's destroying the West. Every Western country in America, every Western country in the world is dying, and every communist country is dying because they have one thing in common. They've forgotten God. The United States of America is like the third least religious country in the world. Isn't that amazing? And it's dying. The West is dying. China, because it was communist, is dying. And Vladimir Putin sees that and says, I don't want no parts of it. Don't bring that mess over here. It's a shame that the West has become a cancer, that under the tutelage of Barack Obama and Joe Biden, the United States of America became an exporter of satanic values all over the world. And now we have to turn the clock back. We have to get to a point where we become one nation under God again, so that when people see Americans coming, they applaud. They don't want to lock us out of their country. And that's what this war is about. This war was about one thing, basically, to stop the intrusion of the West and the United States of America from going any further east in this world. Isn't that a shame? No further. No further. Hopefully, since we've seemed to be coming back to sanity again, where you see Democrats pulling back from, well, trying to pull back, lying about pulling back from all of their terrible, stupid, satanic, evil ideologies. Hopefully, our government again can become an exporter of democracy, of Christian values. Hopefully, we can be looked upon again as a country that promotes justice, freedom, and family. Not promiscuity, not sexual mutilation of children, not abortion, not atheism, not environmental lunacy. We turn back to that and we turn back to God, we can be a source for good again in this world. And these wars will stop. But Israel and Hamas is going to have to fight it out. And Ukraine is going to have to concede that land to Putin. And then hopefully can get Europe to give some security guarantees so this never happens again. Now, over the next few weeks, you look out for these two things. And you pay attention to them. Because the press is going to try to lie to you and tell you Donald Trump don't know what he's doing. Donald Trump's an egghead. Donald Trump's stupid. But they'd rather see those people die than to see Donald Trump get the Nobel Peace Prize for bringing peace to between Ukraine and Russia and get some type of peace deal between the Palestinians and Israel. I think that we have a better chance of getting a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine than we do with Gaza and Israel. Because if I know Bibi Netanyahu like I have known him, Bibi is not going to stop till the last terrorist from Hamas is dead. And I don't blame him. Now you keep watching this, y'all. You stay in prayer because I'm here to wake you up. I hope I did you some good here today. So join me again for another edition of the Vince Everett Ellison Show. All right, friends, Vince Everett Ellison is here. I want you to go to my website, and on my website, you're going to see a lot of great stuff, man. You're going to see that we got t-shirts, we got caps, you got my books, my documentaries, you got all kinds of stuff on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Go there. We're dropping new t-shirts, we're dropping new merchandise. My new book, The End of Tolerance, is there. The End of Tolerance. Make sure you get it, make it #1. If you got my first 3, get The End of Tolerance. It's just as good, and it's telling us we have to end our tolerance with these leftists, these Democrats. We can no longer allow them to sexually groom our children. We can no longer allow them to castrate little boys and call them little girls, run God out of the public square, take away our guns, take away our sovereignty. No longer allow it. So go on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. That is VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Hit merchandise. You'll see the t-shirts. You'll see the caps. You'll see the books. You'll see the documentaries. You'll see it all. And let's keep this ball rolling. God bless you.